G'day, how you going? Ian Applis here, acrylic guru from Australia. Welcome to my channel where I like to teach you how to paint in acrylic. I want to first get the size of my canvas on the screen and also the colours running up to the side there as well, so you can jot them down. Now this is going to be maybe an abstract, a beautiful colourful painting here on a landscape layout, and I want to show you just how you can do it. If you already know how to do it, you can have fun and paint along, but if you don't, you can learn something very new. All right, so get on over here and let's get right into this. So with this one, I'm thinking maybe autumn, colourful colours there, different colours in the sky, different colours of reflection in the water. So I've got a horizon area here, just under halfway, and we're going to have some objects in the reflecting water, something coming up the side here, and some mid-ground colour. And I feel we'll go a bit abstracty, and it'll be a beautiful, colourful piece of art you can hang on your wall. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to grab a flat brush and pick up some soft body titanium white. This is out of my big craft bottle, okay? Something I can just prime the surface with. And I've got some layout here, so I want to do just my sky. So I'll get this on there first and do just the sky. So now I'm just going to come nice and even and stroke that like that, ready to put the colours into it. I'm not doing the whole canvas. I will do this over the whole canvas, but I'm not doing the whole canvas yet because I've got to muck around here. And if I put all this down there and I'm mucking around here, it could dry on me down there and I'll be full of grief and disappointment, all right? So I'm going to do it bit by bit. Now I've cleaned that brush out. I've got permanent alizarin, I've got phthalo blue, I've got viridian green, and I've got some Indian yellow just to get some sky colours going first. I'll start with this red colour. Now, if you don't have the exact same colour as me, just use something similar until you get going and you know exactly how you want yours to work out in the future. My waterline is here. I want some light coming up from it, so I don't want to go all the way down. And I want to get this pasted into there like that. This, like I said, it's going to be abstracty. Just like that, maybe there. I'll show you with this colour before I do the rest. I want to grab a blending brush and then just start pushing that into the white the way I want, nice and easy. And then down the bottom, I want it to fade. So in doing that, I need to wipe the brush and let that fade into the white colour, just like so. It might go a little bit pinkish, that's okay, but I want it very light down there. Now, if you watch the video a couple of times, you'll get the gist of what I'm actually doing. Now I'm grabbing the phthalo blue. I've washed the same brush. I'm using the same brush so far. Now I want this about here. So we're going to get this coming to the red. I don't want to bring it to the red just yet because I'm going to bring all purple here. I want this to be blue over here. Let it fade out over there like that, and then bring it to the red where it can change purpley colours and whatnot. Put that down. Grab your blending brush again and then join that together. I want this to be too pushed down into the white colour. I want it to have its own vibrant taste, its own vibrant vibe. And like before, I want to get that faded into the white as well. Just like that. Now I'm grabbing another brush. This is just a filbert, little flat filbert, and I want to get the red again just to bring it up a bit, because at the moment we've sort of pushed it down. So like I said, let's get some of that like so. Like I said, it's kind of like abstracty. I do want to push some more of the blue. So I've got some new phthalo blue down here. Pushed, look how dark that is now, nice. Just get some more darker elements of this radiating with brush strokes out from this side to that side. Might want to put a bit right there, there we go. Not too low down because we want that to still be that faded look. And that's it. So I've got my turquoise here. And I'll come from how I want it. I want it coming out into that white. Fading into that white. Pick up some more, and then I can bring it to the blue. So you probably don't even have to give this piece here a blend like I did before. Just something like that, maybe a bit in scurrying into that blue there. Now I want to just kind of lightly wipe my brush as I do it, just fade some of this into that white. Keep wiping the brush because every time I hit it, it's loading it up with more paint. And fade it as well like it is there.
I'm getting happy with that.
Now I'm grabbing just the Indian yellow and just a little bit of this, not as much as the other colours, and maybe just from here bits of yellow radiating into that white, just like that, just a little hint of it where it's meeting the green, so each colour's hitting its own colour. I'll grab just another brush, just something I can, this one will do, just something I can squash those yellow bits down into the white there, just like that. Leaving the big thick bits of yellow there. And I'll look at it and just see where I feel I need some more bright yellow. That's it, that's it, that's it. I better show you before you see the next shot, and this is already on there. I'm just emptying the yellow paintbrush in some of this turquoise just to kind of dingulate that together like so. I don't know. Your brush strokes will be different to mine, and it's the strokes that give it the vibe. I'm grabbing this craft paint again, the soft titanium white, and I want to load up the next section, which once I finish this you'll be able to see what sections they are. I've got some trees up here now, and I want to just block this in like so, get it to there. There's my horizon area, so I'm going to bring this to about there for now. That can go all the way along actually, because what I might do is fade that up, get this to at least there. Now this part here that I'm adding on, this extra white, I can gingerly taper the other section up. I'm going to push this up and down because that's the way my trees are going to go actually. Now see here where it's meeting the paint, I've dried it. I can give that a bit of a wipe and just kind of blur that up into there. Get rid of some of that's too heavy. And blur some of that up into there. So I've dried that colour, so I can do this, because I want that blurry up into there, into the white. And any of that that you need to blur back with the white, you can. There we go, and the rest can just stay like that. Now this white is pretty much undercoating for the yellow and the red there, so it'll stand out. So I've got some Australian sienna, maybe a bit of Indian yellow as well, but that's the vibe I want there, that colour. Now these are going to come from probably there and then scoot between these and that. We're going to have a bit of white. So these are going to come down, let's say, I'll bring it just like this so you get an idea. And we're going to have some high ones in it as well. And it's going to stop about there. I'll get these just in like so, just the tops of them where I want. I want to use a flat brush because that is not doing what I want it to do. So we're coming down, we'll get all this just to there. And come off, boom. That'll be a bit darker there. Now what I want to do is start shaping my trees. So I will use the word try, because every time I do a painting I am trying. So I want to get some longer ones. I want a longer one right about there somewhere. And then I'll just shape these up a bit better than what they look like. One about there. And maybe something here. Now I'm just getting bits of the colour, making it lighter and darker values of this, because this is all going to be set back. Now I've grabbed a smaller brush, just something to detail some of these pine trees. So what I want to do is get the top there and then try and create a silhouette. I'm using like a little detailed dagger brush here. Got one side of it, pulled that off. I'm happy with that.
You scored that one pretty well, Ian. Really good.
Thanks, little buddy. So long as I can get the other side looking as good. Yeah, that's what I wanted. I wanted at least a silhouette of that. The other big brush I was using was just too big. And I want to do that pretty much with these big ones. So that's my dagger brush. You could see I'll get the line there, and then I'll start Christmas treeing it out, so to speak. And that's working quite well for me. Just getting another one here. I'm not filming every bit of these ones. You get an idea what I'm doing. I'm filling them in till we get to the next section. Just pulling it, getting that vibe. There we go. Now I've got some just pure red here, quinacridone red, because that's a bit too deep. I want some of this vibe in here. I might put some of this in that first colour I put up there as well, but I want some of this now, just so we can get some tapering from about this area here of some of this reddish colour. So I just want to kind of do this. Now you can do yours just sharp and abstracty, but I'm doing mine kind of abstracty. I'll see if I can put some of this over there. Yeah, that looks good. A bit more red, what I wanted it to be. Just blobs of red. I should have mixed that tube up. It's got a lot of oily colours in it. I'm getting this, get it off my brush. And I want to, if that yellow is still wet, just fog it through. So do a bit at a time when you know what you're going to do. You know you're going to put it on and fog it through. So do a bit at a time, don't do the whole lot, then you're trying to fog it through and it's not going to work. Bits can go all the way up there. So little bits at a time can get you going where you need to go. Even use your fingers if you can. I just want to try and put maybe my hand here. Where are we? Don't want too much on my brush. Maybe just this side here of some of these big ones, just some red reflecting in there as well, fobbing in there like so. That'll do. Nothing too much, just less is more. Now I wanted a darker purple. That's a violet, but it was a bit too powdery and weak. I've got some of this colour here just to put next to there, just so as I can come from here. Look at that. Now I'll wipe the brush and get some of that fogging into there as well. This is acrylic, so hence why it behaves the way you see it behaving. Some of it can be over the red there, just up there. It's all abstracty. Now I will dry that so as I can bring the darker ones on. I don't want to be fighting. Before I do, I will just grab the turquoisey colour and add that down the bottom here as well. So I've still got that on my palette. So I'm just grabbing that. I've cleaned the brush from about here. There's me. I want some of this washing up into there as well. I'm going to put a bit of white with it on my brush because that's dark. There we go. I've just lightened it up a bit more white because I want this coming all the way to the end of my land there. That'll do. fog it up into that yellowy bit. I've just picked up some white on the brush. I've washed it, picked up some white, wiping it off, just so as I can scrungulate that back through so it didn't look so iffity-affity. And I think I've got what I was trying to achieve.
Stop bringing the green back up into it, Ian.
That'll do. Leave
Leave it alone.
Okay, I'm grabbing the phthalo blue and this permanent alizarin, and I want to make my dark purple colour. Now I've washed my brush and I've picked up the phthalo. So what I want to do is just bring some phthalo in front of here. Just down there like that. Probably one decent one. Now you need to dry your work. That'll do. Now what I'm going to do is just pretty much wipe that brush. I don't need to wash it, otherwise it'll get all wet and whatever. I've got a bit of blue mixed with it. I'm just grabbing the white now on my brush. It's probably going like a powdery blue. I want to lace in this stuff now, just where I want it. I'm going to dry this. There we go, I've given it a dry, just so this can be blended like so, just like smoke. Get a lot of it off your brush so you can do it. Now see that blue tree I put in there? I'm going to grab another brush with no paint on it, just so as I can control this. Getting this white, bluey white colour, I want it right against the edge there. I might have to put that tree back in, I will actually. I don't know why I did it back to front, but I want all this white about here, coming down to about here, leaving that red. Don't cover all that red up, just get it smoky looking. And now we'll pick up that phthalo blue and just put the tree back in there. So just a bit of a dark tree here that'll stand out. Yeah, that's better. I'll put it there, but I'll detail it off camera so I don't bore the buggery out of you. Just want this sort of sitting back because we're going to have a lot of dark stuff over this. About here, nice point. Just something little fading into there as well, leaving a bit of powdery white there, fading it on this side. Okay, now grabbing the phthalo blue and the permanent alizarin mixed together to get that deep purple, I'll use my mouse stick and I want to bring this colour right in front now, so he's going to be just teeping up there. I'll get the points where I want them first and then I'll start detailing them so you can see where I'm coming. We've got one there. I want one, where's another one about here, and then some little ones just tinkering through the red here, one, maybe one there, and that'll do. And then down here, this can be nice and sharp down. Make sure you see a lot of that turquoise though. There we go, boom. I'm going to pull that across just like that, because it's going to be my water there. Don't worry about that, we'll get to that later. I don't know why I punish myself in trying to do these pine trees, because a lot of you know I'm not the best at them.
That's a buggery one, that one, Ian.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there, little buddy. And then all this down to there can be blocked in to our water, just to about maybe there-ish. You can see how it's coming along now. I want to get some white just on a scrumbling brush there. I'll take some of it off, because here I want to just push some mist and then bring just the final foreground in front of it. So I'll start from here, getting it careful of that black stuff. Well, not the black stuff, the darker colour. Okay, I've got it on there, I've stamped it on. Now I'm going to just whisper it, just to soften it into there. Bit of the bluey vibe into it. Just so it's a bluey white here. Yeah, look at that, beautiful. I don't want it white white, I want it a bluey white.
I'm liking that, Ian.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm just going to sink that tree back now. See, I'm sinking them back. I've put them there. When you watch the video, you'll realise, because as you're watching it for the first time and you see me do something, you might be thinking, oh, where's he going? I don't know what he's doing. What's he up to? But once you've watched it and you come back to it, you can see how this is acting. You could probably put a little bit of mist down there if you want. I'm grabbing that dark colour, the phthalo blue and the permanent alizarin I mixed together. This is going to come pretty much to there, okay, to our water for now. And we're going to just come off the edge. So look, there's my tape. I'm on the tape there, but there I am. And I want to just start bringing this into the painting. Probably see how I'm going into that mist. Here's me trunk, and I'm whatever tree works for you. I can only do my darndest with this. Some of you might be thinking, oh Ian, if only you did it this way or that way. And if you know how to do it this way and that way, you do it. Now I'm going to come along and I want to bring this down to that dark bit there. And then all this is just blocked in. And I've got a nice surprise at the end of this video, so hang around to the end and I'll show you the big reveal. Get it nice and hard against the edge there. You can probably just put the slightest bit of some uppity, downy bits of detail there. It's abstract.
It's the vibe of it all.
I've rubbed my finger along there. Now, this is another bit where watching the video helps. You might want to put masking tape there, so when you come down to this bottom procedure, you can pull it off. Look at it, I've got a bit of dark paint there. I want to paint all this white now. So I've got that craft paint on my putter on a brush, and I'm just getting the base of this mapped in so as I can get me reflections in. Just like that. That'll be a glary bit there. Now, we're going to replicate those top colours in here, except for that colour, not that one, just all here. So I want to grab me turquoise, what's left of it. Now the white on the canvas is going to lighten it up a bit as well. And I want to go from about here around like this. So to do it, I'm going to just stamp it on, leaving the opening where I want white. So I'll just bring this into where I want it, about there. Come in here, and then here, thickening it up to about there. That's where I want it. I'll get this a bit more. How are we there? That's okay. Watch what that white's going to allow this to do. We'll get a little bit tempering back in there. Now I need to wipe this brush. Actually, I've just picked up another one because I don't want to I want to water fight. So I'm going to do that, turn the brush around and come to the other half there. Oh, I still got a bit of turquoise in here, but that's okay. I can doctor that up. I'll wipe that brush, wiping it. And if you want to, you can just sort of pull it back into that white a bit more how you want it to be. There we go. Now with that putter on a brush again, we're grabbing that phthalo blue. Where are we? The phthalo blue and the permanent alizarin that we had the purple colour with. Now over here, I want to see from there, I want to come along here and then stamp it. Stamp it in there just like so. Leave a nice vibrant bit about there. That's it. Do need a bit more just so as I can get that. See how it's not dark enough? I want it nice and dark. There we go, big bore of darky. You stamp it on, it doesn't wash away so badly. Okay, I'm going to grab that other brush that I used and I'll just gingerly, I'll come from this side first and pull it back into there. There we go. How's that looking? That's fine, I'm happy with that. I can just leave it. But if you're one of those people that like to fiddle, you can come back again and really pull it. There we go, look at that. Now I've just got the phthalo blue on me, put her on a brush, and I want to come from here now. This is just the blue. Bring it under there, that darker colour there a little bit, and then whisper some of this. Get it on there. Just dancing along here. See, when you put it on and then you waterfy it, you can control the way everything's going to look. I might have a little bit there, watch. Just a little bit there. Okay, grabbing that puller brush, I don't know what you call it, but I'm calling it a puller brush. I'll try and get that bit's done, and then we'll come from here. And for those who like to fiddle, stretch it right back, nice and level. Now just for the very bottom, I've got some of that red, and we'll try and get a bit of redness here, not too much, a little bit there. A bit of that purple on the other side of that brush. I'll get the purple on there, just to put a squander of maybe a bit of purple if it's going to work. That'll do, that will do it. I might get a little bit of it here if I can. A hint of it, that'll do it. And we'll grab that puller brush. Where are we? I've got to wipe it. And we'll start from the clean side. Pull it. There we go. Now before we go to the next stage, I just want to put this area a lot brighter. So I'm just going to grab a blending brush and get some paint into the head of that pretty evenly. I've got a bit too much of this here, so I want to kind of stamp that back, and I'll also want to get this a bit more whiter. Get that up there, and just this edge here, I just want it fading into that. It's all dry blending this, you can do it. And I'm just gradually getting this a bit more glary out here where I lost it. And I want all the way down here, glary as well. So along here, along here. Now I've just grabbed some of that white on a nice sharp flat brush so I can get some fine lines, and I've just tainted it with a bit of the turquoise colour there. Now I'm going to grab my bullshit stick, just so as I can put these bullshittingly straight lines on before we bring the foreground into it. So we want a nice bit of rest on here. I'm going to come along, a nice bit of glare right there, boom. There we go, boom, that'll do. Now I'll come under there, get some here, nice and thin, control these. Is that camera in the right spot? Yeah. And this can give me horizontally straight lines. I'm just going to, wherever I go with the height, I want about there. Watch this, nice and straight, too easy, man. Get yourself a bullshit stick, make yourself up one, and you can do this. Watch how I just splice it here and there, higher and lower. Now everything on the canvas is dry. I've grabbed the phthalo blue and the permanent alizarin again with that dark purpley colour, just so as I can map in my foreground now. And it's going to sit here, so we want a tree, let's say one there, and a skinnier one way out here somewhere, just like that. And I want to come down, or first I'll get the base of this. Now I don't want this flat, I want it kind of coming down just from the edge there, coming up to about there. So that's where I want it. So I'll get that just left and right, come down to that bit there, and then down to that bit there, getting that on there. And I want to just come along, just put that there for now. Just like that, okay? Now we'll bring these trees up. I'll put them in and then I'll turn the camera off and then make them a bit more detailed. But I want one coming down just on an angle like that, boom. We'll get another one. And this one all the way out here. Now I'm just going to block them in. Just finishing it off. Want a nice straight skinny one right down here. I'll use my bullshit stick. That also works up and downwards, okay? So we'll put that against our canvas. And I want to, watch this, we'll get a nice skinny one right about just evaporating in there somewhere, resting on the stick and sliding up the stick. One, and should we risk another one? Okay, let's just do another one. We'll get this one just a little bit, get it straight. Nice and skinny. You can use a script liner if you can get it, but I'm just showing you different ways. And I'll stop this just a little bit higher than that one. I don't want it any fatter than that. Now I'm going to grab some of that violet. I'll grab this one here and some of the white. See there what we've got? Just come down. Now it's wet. I could have, would have, should have dried it. I'm just seeing how we go. I will dry it. There we go, she's dry. Now that should get right to the edge. You don't want to see a dark bit there. And just break this up along the edge of that tree there. I'm just going to the left hand side of them. Something like that. Now I've grabbed the script liner with the same colour. These here, just some nice trunks, just get them nice and sharp. Some of these ones off here. Where's my paint? I'm picking up the wrong one. And we're pretty much just getting some branches off here. Just don't go any lower than say here. Okay, that's low enough. There. They're nice and dark, sitting on top of that background. Now make sure that's behind that tree, because I'm grabbing the Indian yellow and the Australian sienna. This is dry. Now I want to leave the darkness at the bottom, but we just want to come off, so keep it straight. That's not straight there, I want it straight. Just like that. We want it darker at the bottom. I can change that up a bit.
Get that blob off there, my goodness, Ian.
And I want some of this. I can bring the darker back in front, but what I want to do now is do this. Now I've dried it, but make sure you don't smash it enough where you're going to open up that darker colour. I've got to be careful there, because I want this just coming there like so, on a kind of a sweeping up fashion like that. Just like so. I'm going to grab a scratchy fan brush and a bit more white into that mix. because I wanted a lot paler. Oh, and I went and got some green into it. And from that heavier colour, I want to just go like this. Get some of that vibe in here. I'll use another brush, not that one. I'll use this one. What I'm going to do is wipe most of it off, and I want to just pull some of that gold colour down. Here, like that, from under that black stuff. Just from about there. From about here. I could probably get a little bit of darkness on there, not too much, just to, there we go. There we go. And just grab that, a little bit of that dark colour onto it, just to hint some of these trunks. I'll fix them up off camera. For those of you who don't like being done off camera, I'm putting it on here now. I'm just getting that a bit more. Just getting rid of the hairy edges, if I can, with this flat. Just grabbing some of that colour there and putting it back, sinking those reflections, if I can, down without the green in it. Just grabbing the bullshit stick once again, and we're going to just get some water hitting against here. Just like so, making out the edge of it, something like that, and then we can get it level, and we can get some water just sinking the reflections down, just some water lines like that. Okay, I'm just putting some orbs into it. Something to break up the piece. You don't have to do this. Maybe something tucked in there, nice and little. You can just see what this does. All right, we'll just autograph this and then we'll reveal it. And I want to thank all my Patreons and YouTube channel members who support my channel every month. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. And keep the support coming. There we go, that's not too shabby, is it? It's nice and colourful, abstracty. You can do something your own way with that style if you like. And I know you can do it. Well, that was great, colourful and fun. If you like what you saw, you tell your friends, but if you don't, you tell everybody. Also have a look at this other video of mine. Goodbye, good luck, and good on ya.